Hello everyone, welcome to the Engineering Projects YouTube channel. My name is Junaid Shahid, and in this video we are going to continue our WordPress to ASP.NET Core series. In this video we are going to develop a module which is WordPress General Settings. In the last video we have migrated WordPress framework theme into ASP.NET Core theme, and now we are going to utilize that theme to create a new module. Let's see in this video. Here you can see I have a page of general setting in our WordPress website, and before getting started I want to let you know the basic structure of this architecture. WordPress is using a single table named as WP Options to hold all the necessary information in it, like all the sensitive information regarding the structure of your WordPress website is saved under this WP Options, which is not good according to me and Solid Principle. How? They are using different parameters in just single table, and according to the Solid Principle you need independent table for independent purposes. So in our ASP.NET Core project we create general setting table in which we will hold only this information and nothing else more than this. Only that information will be hold which is visible on this page. So each module have their own independent table having their own information. So let's bind the relationship. How we get to know site title, which is TEP-WP migration, is equal to blog name, which is TEP-WP migration. Okay, this is a very simple and quick way to identify which field belongs to which column. Just right click here and inspect element, and here you will observe the input having name blog name, which is a column value blog name equal to this, and then you have site tagline. Okay, let's see what is tagline. So tagline is equal to blog description, which is this. So whenever you will insert any information here and update your page, it goes behind this table and update the relative column value name. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a simple table having, okay, this is a vertically growing table. Okay, so whenever a new feature come across WordPress, they push the setting in this table. So this is vertically growing. We are going to create a table which is horizontally but not a growing table. Each column contain only just one value and not growing table. So how we can do that? Okay, this is our theme by which we are going to develop this page. So this page is general setting, which creates under the module of setting. Let me collapse all of this. Here is the setting controller. What I am going to do, I will create a page named as general. So simply copy this and paste and change its name as general instead of the index, and then we will add a new page in this by following the migrated layout. Okay, now change its name as general. Right click here and add a view. In this view, either we can define entity model which we want to use, or either we will neglect that and create our page by our own self. So page name is general, template is empty, we are not using any model. Yes, we need to use a layout page, and that page is under shared. Here is layout WordPress. Click OK. That's good, and hit add. Now it will create a new page. The best thing about migration is that you don't need to work on the front end side, or you don't need to create your own logic for the back end side. We will just copy the front end code, push that in our view, and create a simple logic with the help of entity framework to create our record. Either it's update or either it's created. Simple is that. So what we will do now, right click here, inspect, and find the parent node of this page, which is I think this one. Okay, WP body role main. Okay, now right after scaffolding, we will close all the unnecessary tabs and open our main layout, which is WordPress layout, and find out from which node we need to copy the front-end code of WordPress. So finally our view is created, and now it's time to close unnecessary tabs. Here is our layout. Let me pin the useful pages. Right click here and go to your view. Pin this. Okay, now move to your layout and let's see where the body is utilized. Okay, this tag is wrap, or it is a dashboard page, which is by default viewing us information like this. And what we need to do here, you can observe what's happening. We just need to utilize some nodes from this part. So from here, from this wrap, we will copy. Okay, this is wrap, and here you can see this is wrap. So under the wrap we need a node. So from this we need to copy information. Simply copy this and paste that here like this. Then we will save it and run our application. Okay, it's done. Save it and execute our application once again, so it will get our latest code. Then we need to define our post request in our controller, where we will take input from form and process that into our tables. We have already created entity models in our previous videos, in which we have create entity from. Now it's time to isolate that tables, create their primary keys, which I have already done, but for the solid principle we are going to isolate settings into multiple tables. General setting or whatsoever available in WordPress, we create a independent table for each page. Then we will store the information, and we are done with this video. It is executing. Okay, we need to store these things with these names instead of different name, like WordPress is doing blog name, which is irrelevant. We can use site title instead of that, so we get to know whenever we will work with this. Okay, we need to create a new entity model having name general settings and utilize that into our setting general page. It is building the application. Finally, our page is built up, and here you can see this is on ASP.NET Core, and this is on WordPress website. It's look like same because we have just clone the body right away from this page to this page. Okay, the next step is to add tags in this form like this. We come across this form in the body, it is a post, and action is general, which is a post type. Okay, so how this general works: when you post something, it get posted upon this page having HTTP post attribute. Now it's time to create entity model for this perspective. In the models, let's see, is there general option? Here is the option which have a lot of attributes. Either you can utilize this, which is a really simple way. How really simple? We will do the both way. First we will do this one having a lot of attributes. Okay, WP options, having different names for individual column, like the ID is inserted, the name come from here, and the value come from here. Okay, here you can observe into the database. We need to insert this as a value instead of a column, so we will create column instead of values. How we do that? Right click here and add general setting model. This is a general setting model. Pin it. First of all, we will add prop. Okay, code is running, sorry. Let me stop this and create prop and having ID, and this ID is a primary key. Add the data annotation libraries or namespace. Now clone one by one. This is a site title, so the name will be the site title. Here create another property, site title string. The next property is tag line, having name tagline. Here all the information will be saved into this tagline. Then down URL, simply URL, and save that here. The next one is site address. Okay, the one is WordPress address and one is site address, which will be the same as this one or whatever you want to create. WordPress have given this option, so we have to create that. So one is WordPress URL, WordPress address URL, and one is site address URL. Then the next we have email, which is admin email, so admin email. Then we have membership, which is a bool. User can register or not. Anyone can register. Prop bool, anyone can register. And utilize that here, which is a bool. Here you can see, which is true by default. Okay, so this is bind here. Next is new user default role, which is this. Okay, so here we have default roles available. Okay, it's so simple. We don't need to maintain this role here. Okay, we need to maintain that here, but we will utilize that in user management roles area. So we are just taking the default role information, which is just a name, nothing else than that. Default role. Then we have site language. Prop okay, it's come across from front end and values saved as like this. It's upon you, whatever the logic you are going to create. We are not focusing on multilingual right now, but we will do that inshallah. So we have a time zone now. Oops, we need to change the name. Then we have date format. Then we have time format. Week start on, so start day of week, or we can say week start day. Prop string this value. Okay, and that's it. And now it is the submit button, which will automatically work because of dot submit. We don't need to work on this. Okay, now we need to create an action listener. This is the model. Here is a controller. Copy, paste. Now utilize this model this settings, add the reference, and now we need to create a context class which holds the information of database. As you can see here, we have data. In the last video we have migrated some things, and thus we have application DB context right here. So how we can utilize it? We simply call it in our main controller, which is setting controller here, context, okay, and add its reference. When we was working in ASP.NET MVC, we can initiate any class like this, but in ASP.NET Core you have to inject that into the controller. So simply create a constructor, utilize this, and it should be public, and that's it. Now you have a context available. Simply we will do context dot general setting, which is not available right now because we didn't add the reference of general setting in our context class. So what we need to do, instead of the virtual, we use general setting and general setting. Now add a package, the reference of migration as general setting is added, and then we can utilize that in our controller like this, context dot general setting dot add. Okay, before this what we can do, we'll simply do context, suppose we are working on a table in which we have only one record always. We cannot add more than one, and we cannot delete that one record. So we have only one record which is update each time, and we have only one row. And for this we are going to create a logic. First we will select the information from general setting dot first and default. First let me add migration, add migration. Now the migration is getting added. Then we need to update our database. Now it's time to update the database. Right after this, now simply you need to do update database and hit enter. Now it will automatically update the content classes, and right after that we are able to process CRUD operations on this entity class. Now you can click here and see the database is updated now. Go to here and now open this settings dot context dot first or default. Either it will give you the first record if available, or either it's give you a null value. Result is equal if result is equal null, do something which react as a default information, or else you will add some information. If it is null, then we will add information. Add information come from this. Else we will update the result value from this and update the information like this. Update, and we are done with this. Now how we will get the primary key? So we use this var result and push that here. First time, if it is null, if result is equal null, we can add any random information in the belonged field, or rest is upon your own requirement. Okay, now we need to convert our simple form into ASP.NET Core form, so we are going to change its field one by one. How we can change its field? Let's see. Here is a field. Okay, either we change it into ASP.NET Core, or either we use HTML helper. So how we can use HTML helper? Model, then the name of your application, dot models dot your newly created model. Now how we can use HTML helper here? We simply utilize at HTML dot, or we can use model dot site title, and that's it. We just need to replace the values with these tagline. You can create some condition like this. Else the simple one without selected. So you need to create this condition for author, then editor, and then for admin. Let it left because it takes a lot of time to build a logic, and for this purpose I am neglecting the time zone and these things, but I will cover these and check in the code. Same is as above, we need to create some condition here, and so on. We will create that. For just demonstrative purpose, I have done in before uploading this video, I will do the code and checking that into the GitHub so you can get the working code. Okay, right after this I will start the application. It will build, and the first time it is null, and to get remedy from the null exception, I will add some information like site title and something, or we can create a new instance of our model. If it is equal to null is equal to new instance, that's enough. And now execute the application and open the SQL Explorer so you can visualize what information is available before and after updation. Expand SQL Server. Here we have my local MS SQL local DB, where you will found the engineering projects WP database. Here is the database. We need to expand and check the table general settings. And here you can see general setting. I will right click and open the information available in that with the help of view data, so we can analyze is there any record available before inserting the information. So here you can see we don't have information available right now here, and now we are going to build this project once again, because I didn't have added the post attribute here, and now I have added and built this project once again. So when first time we call general, this view is come across the screen, and upon the form submission, this action result is come across on the screen. So now our application is building. Right after its completion, we need to visit setting general, and then we will add only one record having different information as you required and save in the database and visualize that. So finally our application is executed. Now we need to visit settings general, and let's see how it's work. First time we don't have information, so it's create a empty model of entity type, so all the fields are empty. Now we are going to add some information. TEP site title, and save that. Now this information comes here I forgot to add the debugger so I can visualize you. Okay, so all the things are done behind the scene. Okay, so here you can see we have some error here. Yes, there is an error, which is we didn't save the information, so we need to use context.save changes. Now I have a chance to visualize you again the information. Okay, once again our application is executed. Now let me add the information. This is the title, and now save it. Now here we have a debugger code. Here you can see in the settings we have some information available. These information are available. Okay, now it will give the null exception. So to get remedy from that, first execute by pressing F10, or either you can use these buttons. Okay, so here we have null. Now it will add the information. So what we will do, how we can interact with this information, we will add watch. Okay, here we will add values instead of null. Okay, string, so I will add a, and then id is equal to okay, it's not adding the information. Okay, yes, we can do this, and we can do, let me copy it and paste wherever the null is available, so it will not give us any exception, and we can finish this video. So now we don't have any null value available. Okay, now press F10 and let's see, information is added. Now it's time to save changes. Okay, changes are saved, and here it will give us the error because we didn't return any module to this page. Okay, that's okay. Now refresh this and let's see, is information is available here. So information is add automatically. Now it's time to recall this page once again to see is it's get the value from database, and here you can see the value is coming from the database. So we are done with this video. So in this video you have seen that we have created a feature of general setting, migrated from WordPress to ASP.NET Core, save its value and create a new form. So we are done in this video. In the next video we will continue the next feature and develop that. If you like this series, don't forget to share it with your friends, subscribe our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share it with tech savvy peoples. Take care.